Hello everybody. Um, I try to this is I'm not talking about my history in a certain context. It is the context of my religion. I'm a believer of money and power, and I believe that most powerful men of the world are the real gods of the world. So I'm a believer, and I believe, especially I believe that, I believe that most powerful men are the real gods, and I don't believe in any other gods. I only believe in them. And I also, I know that there is something behind the universe and behind time, but this is something that, I believe is it is so huge that it has ability to create universes. So it is not everyday, in everyday aspect on this planet. There, it is not. It or whatever there is, I don't know what is. I have some ideas what is behind the universe, but for example, I believe that all people living in this planet, we may be also in a deeper way. Well, now this, okay, I'm now talking about different things, but there is so much to tell. But this physical material, it is, as we know from quantum mechanics, materia doesn't exist. Everything is energy, and electron is mysterious. It doesn't exist. It exists only if someone knows about it or is looking at it, but it may be that it is conscious about it. Electron is a probability wave, and it is the major part of materia. Every materia has a little center and electrons. But there is also deeper self, which can be recognized by meditation. Meditation is a skill. It is not related to any religion, even there is religions with using meditation, but meditation itself is a skill to understand that self is not a thought. So then we can understand that it is not also materia, because materia doesn't exist. Really, it is energy. So this body is made of cells. One of the early kinds of life forms are, after bacteria there is amoeba, and white cell in the body is close to amoeba. I read from somewhere that it is identical amoeba. I don't know exactly. Anyway, this amoeba structure is based on materia, but materia doesn't exist really. It is an illusion, and everything is energy, but through our senses we can only understand materia, except feeling. There is a deeper way of feeling to also recognize energy. So I believe that our deeper selves may be outside the universe. So this is one part of how I understand reality. But in this planet and all the planets where humans can go, gods, real gods, are most powerful men of the world. They decide what happens in the world, and they can let live, they can kill, they can make peace, they can make wars, they can make people life miserable, they can make people life beautiful. So they are the real gods. They decide what happens. So that is about my religious background. I started to worship real gods at 2019, and I worshipped every day, 2 times a day, quite much. Maybe there was some missing, I don't know, but it was my practice to meditate every day 2 times. 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the evening. I did worship, and I did also worship 2020, 2021, 2022 and 2023. At the same time I was also doing meditation practice, but they were a little bit like the same but also different. Worshipping is worshipping, but it is also close to meditation, because in meditation person is focused on what he's doing. There is no thoughts. It's only, well, there can be thoughts, but they are focused thoughts. So it's concentrated action. There are these different qualities or different ways to be meditative. So now I have practiced or find my own way of living, like a slight meditative way, but it's not, I'm not doing meditation anymore quite much, but I have, because I have recognized the benefits, I can always be a little bit without thought if I want to, and this is the benefit. I don't have to think if I don't want to, so I can be without any negative thoughts just by focusing something else, like for example breathing. So this was the history and a little bit something else. And then when I started to worship, I was living in Sammatti, southern Finland, and I was harassed and a little bit like threatened by some men on that area. And as far as I understand, it was that they didn't like that I am a worshipper, I am a believer of real gods. They probably wanted that I would believe something what they want to believe, but I believe only money and power and most powerful men. I forgot to, what I was saying before was also that main part or big part of that belief is that, well, I believe that they are real gods. I have recognized that they are real gods because they are so powerful. But they are also the only people who can initiate to save the world, which means to prevent the destruction or collapsing of the ecosystem. So with their help, it is possible, I believe, with help of money and power and with help of the real gods, it is possible to save the world. And this is what I believe, and this is how what I worshipped. In every worship I just shared this idea, this kind of possibility. And And yeah, I was threatened, and my life was started to become more difficult. Now it is most difficult in that sense. Even I, because of the meditative nature, basic meditative skills only. I don't have any huge meditative skills. I only know the basics. But I have recognized the importance of the basics, so I'm full of the basic. 100% basic. So so I can always be without thought, and it makes life very beautiful, because there is lots of to feel and recognize without thinking too, and doesn't have to be part of something negative what is coming from the outside. There is an inner world. Let's not put this kind of a world. Let's say that we have an inside and outside. We can recognize that there is also an inside. Even the reality is a mystery. Matter is something we don't really understand. Like quantum physics have said that only thing what we can be sure of is that something exists. But everything what we can ordinary life, we think that this table exists, but it doesn't really exist, or this body. So with my religion I then united that to my previous idea, which was already beginning from 2016, when I was first connected by the most powerful men, because it was probably because at that, I don't know exactly why, but in one of those because I was at that time interested of nationalistic ideas in a global context, that I recognized that small nations all over the world are having problems, and it is huge loss also to lose all kinds of different cultures. But I didn't at that time know about money system. But then I learned, and I said in one of these kind of meetings that Illuminati Finnish people are your friends. And something else I said also, we can live in coexist peacefully. So they connected me, and then with Facebook, and in Facebook I asked them then that if Finns would join the money system as a whole nation, all people would join, because then I was just learned about Freemasons and the money system and this people working for money and how powerful they are. I at that time I haven't yet recognized that they are gods, but then a few years later I invented my religion. So, but it is completely impossible for to somehow try to make people to understand these kind of things. It is out of the context of normal speak to say anything about revolution or Illuminati or money elite or being part of this kind of a global change to save the world by being part of the money elite as whole people. Because this is the then the bigger plan that if Finns would be the part of the money elite as a whole nation, and all the actions against happy life in Finland, or actions against poor people of Finland, they wouldn't anymore need to exist, because all Finns would be worshippers of real gods and be part of the money system and be part of the people of the gods, real gods. So then if other people also would recognize this, they could also join. And when everybody, all nations would have joined, there wouldn't anymore needed any actions and problems in this area. All would be the same people of the gods, and then we could have a global law to prevent the destruction of the ecosystem. So this is the plan. It is a little bit too big plan to start to even discuss in ordinary discussion. It's completely out of the mind of normal, let's say, people who work and do normal things. It's just, there is no way to start talking about these things. I have tried. I have also talked in big meetings, like in market areas, few times, and but I don't have the necessary skills to really make people think this way. I'm not talkative. I don't have very good talking skills. I don't have these connections. But I just asked about this possibility, and they answered yes. So there was this possibility. I don't know if it's still existing, but anyway, well, I see it very, very little possibility to anything happen, because it is so complex thing. Only if there is an order from the gods that this should be done, then it would happen. But if it's just that I should somehow share this information, it's impossible. And many are against, because they do not want that I or anybody worship real gods. They want to do something else, believe maybe something other gods or something like that. But I believe only most powerful men. So that was quite much now what I wanted to say, but also I want to say about meditation that it is a skill. So it is a fundamental skill of what we are as beings. And meditation, it leads to recognize that we are not thoughts, we are deeper being. We can be without thinking, just to focus on feeling, for example. And we can also be focused on thinking some problem, for example. But it is easiest way to really recognize that we don't have to be thinking, is to focus on feeling, on breathing. When breathing, because we are breathing all the time. So it's simple thing, but it leads to then idea that we are not thoughts. So when thoughts come, we don't have to think that thought, and it leads to idea that why I am unhappy, why I am thinking that I need something now when I can be without thinking also. So this leads to this kind of an action that I can detach from the desperate needs from the outside, so I can be on this moment without thinking that I need something else. So I don't have to have these desperations. And this is what I think part or quite a main part of the spiritual progress, because it means that we are something deeper and we can start to progress, and this we can start to build, or we can start to develop ourselves away from unhappiness. So this unhappiness is what I mean by unhappiness here is that there are thoughts suddenly coming that something is missing from happiness. I have to have something or need something. But whatever I then get, if I get whatever I want or need, new thought will come. And this is the Plato's idea of world of ideas, that there will be always a thought which is more than nothing that can be get in a physical form or this through these senses. There is always a thought. I can think of table that is better table than any other table. There is always little things that could be better if I think, because this is the world of ideas, that it is the absolute form of something, but it cannot be never get. Only way to leave this circle of thoughts is to not to think, and this is the basic meditation. So then can be detached from the desperate thinking, and this leads to also detached from sexual desperations, and it also leads to recognize that there are submind thoughts coming from the history, but all those can also be recognized from what they came, who initiated them, and why they exist, and what kind of things happened. And they can also be not like forgotten, but they can be accepted and worked in a way that they are not anymore confusing or disrupting, disturbing. So there is no anymore thoughts which are preventing the happiness now. And when detaching from the sexual desperations, well, it can be lead like a life without sexuality, but it also doesn't have to lead to that. So it can lead to life of very beautiful sexual life, but it is just not sex. It is what I call love making, and this is based on friendship and love. It is based on friendship and love because it starts from the there's now a little bit there's two things: love making and meditative love making. So love making It is based on friendship and love. It is romantic and sensitive thing, beautiful thing. So it is based on love. So it means that it is not to seek something to self, but it is all. It is two things. It is to give and also to take self, but it is to unconditionally to share that, to want to that partner is feeling great and is happy. But it is also then to enjoy self with. So this is how I think about lovemaking. It is like I don't know if it can be something else than private. Probably it can be with some friends. It can be maybe something, but usually what I think it's a private thing between two beings, because friendship and love, they are deeper things than materia, and this is the also like a key concept of how I think, because well, this love making, when it unites with meditation, it is then like double meditation, and it is to share this good feeling which is now without thinking, but it can be shared also with a partner. But there is no need to seek something more because there is no thoughts. It is not to try to please anybody because there is no thinking. It is just to experience the moment. And then this experience of the moment can be doubled by the partner with sex, which is then transformed to lovemaking, which is transformed to meditative lovemaking. And yeah, it's then to be consciously present at this moment with someone. And there can be then sex, and it is sexual energy. But it is not based on any thought pattern. So to get there, I have recognized it's quite difficult. What is my feeling is that I am still being attacked or harassed or threatened by these people who do not want that I am a religious man. And then to get into this kind of a situation to make love, it's not so trivial, because there is no need. I'm not searching anything. I'm just open to share beautiful moments, but I'm not desperate. My beautiful moments are all the time. But to meditate with a partner, yeah, it is. I don't know if it's now. Do I want to say that it is more? But it is like a mysterious thing, because it is maybe more. In meditative way, there is no more because there is no thoughts, but there is this other mysterious, amazing being who maybe is outside the universe, and there is lots of energy and sexual energy. There is lots of friendship and love and sharing this good feeling and love and peace with someone, to make that person feel great, to have fun, but also to be happy the rest of the life. So there is quite a much. So I think it is more than just to meditate myself, but I am only 100% basic meditation guy. So I don't know, there is more, and meditation is very, because what we are mysterious, deeper being connected to this physical body. So this meditation leads to recognize this, and there is mysterious. It is mysterious, and there is a mystery within. But I'm not that interested. I am happy to be basic guy. But anyway, these are what I wanted to share, because I've recognized there is some interest of me which I also do not understand at all, and I'm a little bit confused. But in the same time, I understand that maybe there is interest to save the world. Maybe there is interest to do the revolution and be the part of the money elite, and as a Finns could become then the first real religious people, which would mean they would become very high in the hierarchical system. And maybe there is some interest. Maybe there is interest to lovemaking or meditation or energy or consciousness. I'm a basic guy, but I'm open to share my information, what I have. So this is why I said that I teach. I can teach these things, what I know, if anybody is interested. I can teach meditation to men, and meditation and lovemaking and meditative lovemaking to women. But I'm not desperate, and I don't really need anything. But I hope that there would be some kind of a solution if there is any need for any solution. If most powerful men want to that all 8 billion people would start to worship them, then of course there needs some things to happen, but I'm just a basic guy, so other people has to do something. And I'm open to tell everything and teach what I can do, teach what I can and do what I can. So this is my history and background, just briefly, 30 minutes. Maybe someone watches this. So, bye bye. Be happy. Make love. Love prevails.